Producing milk requires a range of inputs, including feed, livestock, fertiliser, chemicals, water, skilled labour and other resources. The dairy industry sees each of these inputs as essential to food safety and product integrity along the supply chain, so the risks are identified and controlled by a range of standards and systems operating well before the inputs reach the farm. The Australian Department of Agriculture manages biosecurity in imported animals and plant materials at a national level. Electronic ear tags identify all cattle from the property of birth through to death. This ensures traceability of the animal's movements, interaction with other animals, and health status through its life. Vendor declarations are required to accompany animals moving to and from the farm. The declaration provides information about the specific animal identification, health status, access to, and withhold periods for treated feedstuffs and veterinary treatments. Animal Health Australia coordinates the implementation of national animal health programs across the country. These programs are implemented through state departments of primary industries and agriculture, with the assistance of the livestock industries and registered veterinarians. Farm food safety programs must ensure water supplies are of suitable quality to protect animal health and to protect contamination of milk. State environmental protection authorities regulate the disposal of effluent, which must be retained on farm and cannot contaminate the water supply or environment. Farmers acquire about 1/3 of their herd's feed requirements from off-farm sources, including grain, concentrates, fodder and sometimes byproduct from the food industry. The grains and stock feed industries have HACCP or Hazard Analysis Critical Control Point System-based accredited quality assurance programs for use by their members to ensure the feed is safe for use by livestock. The Australian Pesticide and Veterinary Medicines Authority determines the types of chemicals and their use in the production of stock feed, as well as determining maximum residue limits. Vendor declarations about the background and quality of the feed are supplied with consignments of feed to dairy farmers. To prevent the transmission of disease, state livestock disease control law prohibits the feeding of ruminants with animal material. Compliance is monitored by Animal Health Australia, state departments of primary industries and agriculture, and state dairy food authorities. The importation, manufacture, supply and use of agricultural and veterinary chemicals is tightly regulated through federal and state legislation, which is administered by the Australian Pesticide and Veterinary Medicines Authority in conjunction with state governments. Chemicals including pesticides must be registered before they are supplied to farmers, a process involving a rigorous assessment of efficacy, safety and the potential impacts on trade and the environment. An approved label details instructions for use and withholding periods for milk. Only registered veterinarians can prescribe prescription veterinary chemical treatments such as antibiotics for use. State legislation ensures fertilisers are appropriately labelled and sets maximum limits for elements that may accumulate or pose a risk to agriculture over the longer term.